Hello, my wonderful internationals. Today I'm gonna show you on how to tell a tale in Spanish, and for that what we need is to master the past. So what we're gonna do in this video, I'm gonna show you the most common past form in Spanish for the verbs ending in alpha R. I'm gonna spend a few seconds on the endings, and then I'm gonna mention or list to you the most useful regular words ending in R. I got 5 examples, and then I'm gonna show you 5 examples on how to use this, okay? And which form is the more appropriate depending on when are we talking about. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cutillas-Moreno, but you can call me BCM. BCM use Spanish. And as most of you know, I had the shock of my life when I have to learn English. As an adult, it was tough. But in the process, I realized of a method. As a good doctor scientist that I am, I realized of a method by which you can learn Spanish and become fluent. In this method, I'm taking out all the complication and I am leaving the nitty-gritty, what you need to learn to be able to communicate. If you like what you hear, please subscribe so you'll be able to be alerted of all the videos that I am uploading. So, let's crack on with the video of today and this session where you're gonna learn so much. By the way, in my last example, I include 2 verbs in the one sentence. So, it's gonna be so useful for you in practice. The verb that we have as an example is the verb hablar, okay? So hablar, which is to speak, you got it written down here. And the ending is alpha R. So the conjugation of this verb is, very quickly, yo hablé, tú hablaste, él, ella or usted habló, nosotros o nosotras hablamos, vosotros o vosotras hablasteis, ellos, ellas o ustedes hablaron. Okay? Now, when I speak about regular verbs ending in alpha R, what I mean is that when you are familiar with the endings, you can apply this to the ending of any other of the verbs. So basically, when you take out the alpha R of the verb, then that's what we call the root, the beginning of the word, and then you have the ending. Okay, so more examples of regular verbs that are really useful ending in alpha R. Comprar, cantar, dejar, llevar. Okay, bear with me and see if I am leaving anything behind. No, that's all. So, hablar, cantar, comprar, dejar y llevar. You got the translations written down in here, okay? Now, let's get on with the examples. Exciting. So, the first example is, bear with me. Oh yeah. Los ponentes hablaron sobre el cambio climático. Okay? So the translation of, so imagine that you are at a conference, the translation of this sentence is the speakers spoke about climate change. All right? Now, this is for a conference that you have attended a while ago, something that is finished, yes? That's why you use the form los ponentes hablaron. So it's a proper past that is finished. The conference is finished. Imagine you arrive to your workplace, the week after the conference, and you say, los ponentes hablaron del cambio climático. Hace una semana, a week ago. Now imagine that in contrast, you are at the conference. And then at lunchtime, you meet with some of your colleagues. Then the form that you will use is another one that we saw in another video, okay? Which is the equivalent of have spoken. So then you will say, los ponentes han hablado del cambio climático. The translation of that will be, the speakers have spoken about climate change. Why are we saying that? Similarly to English, because the conference is not finished yet. It's still happening, so we use a different form, okay? Let's go with the second example. Bear with me. Oh, yeah. So, the second example is, el año pasado compramos este local. And the translation of this is, last year we bought this commercial property. So you say compramos or we bought because it was last year, el año pasado. So again, it's a proper past that is finished. You define, the time. Now let's imagine that you, instead of this sentence, meet up with some friends or family, very close family, and you say, tenemos noticias. Hemos comprado este local. Okay? We have news. We have bought this commercial property. Okay? The difference again is that when you say el año pasado, last year, is a very defined time that is fully past. Whereas if you say, I have news, basically you don't need to think too much. It's exactly the same as in English. You wouldn't say, I have news. I bought a local property. Maybe you would, but it will sound probably more natural to say, I have bought, a commercial property. Okay? Amazing. Let's have a look at the third example. Oh, yes. Anteayer llevó toda la ropa a Cáritas. So the meaning of the translation of that is, the day before yesterday, he or she took all the clothes to the charity shop. So again, because you are speaking about the day before yesterday, is a full past, and therefore you say anteayer llevó. Okay, so this is the type of past we're talking about. Now imagine if it's in the same day. Imagine you doing a clear out in your house, and then you say ya ha llevado toda la ropa a Cáritas. So the translation of that will be, he or she has already taken all the clothes to the charity shop. Okay, so again, similar to English. So you need to know when to use one or the other, okay? Let's have a look at the fourth example. Yeah. Rosalía. So, en el concierto, Rosalía cantó las canciones más conocidas, okay? So that, the translation of that is, at the concert, Rosalía sang the most popular songs. So the same. That concert will be something that is past. It was the day before, or, even further back in time. Whereas if you have just been at the concert, or you are in the concert and a friend joins late, you could say, Rosalía ya ha cantado todas las canciones más conocidas. And the translation of that will be, Rosalía has already sung all the most popular songs, because it's not finished. So then you use the other form. Okay, let's have a look at the last. And the last example is pretty nice. Oh, yeah. So, cuando habló del precio, me dejó de piedra. So this is like, imagine you are at a, maybe you go to see a car, or you go to see, I don't know, something that you are going to buy, or a service you are going to contract. And then basically the translation of this is, when he or she spoke about the price, he or she left me petrified. Very surprised. So, cuando habló del precio, me dejó de piedra. So both habló from the verb hablar and dejó from the verb dejar are regular ending in -ar. So see how you can really use this knowledge in many sentences. Now, equally to the other examples that we have seen, if there was a situation that is not fully finished, so imagine that you go somewhere to a showroom or to see or see a service that you're gonna contract, and then you go for lunch or you have a small break or coffee with people that you are going to buy this with, and then you say, cuando ha hablado del precio, me ha dejado de piedra. So when he or she has spoken about the price, he or she has left me petrified, because again, the action is not finished, it's still happening, okay? And that's all for today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope that you have learned a lot. I would love to see in comments if there is any particular sentence that you use a lot in the past when you are talking to your Spanish close family or friends, and if there is any verbs that in particular you use a lot, and also if you have any questions, if there is anything that you would like me to cover in future videos. And as always I say, I wish you the very best. Don't forget that you're important, that you're significant, that you matter. Get communicating in Spanish, break free, and connect with your family and friends to a completely different level. Comunícate en español y libérate y conecta con tu familia y con tus amigos a otro nivel. Muchísimas gracias.